Welcome to Slow English. Sometimes you look around and it feels like everyone is moving forward while you are standing still. You open your phone. New jobs, new cities, new relationships, people smiling, celebrating, sharing progress. And quietly, something inside you becomes heavy. You don't say it loudly, but you feel it. A small voice asks, "Why am I not there yet?" Maybe you thought life would look different by now. Maybe you imagined a clearer path, a stronger version of yourself, a moment where everything finally made sense. But instead, you find yourself starting again. And starting again can feel uncomfortable. You wake up in the morning, the same room, the same light coming through the window, the soft sound of water boiling in the kitchen. You make coffee, you sit down, and before the day even begins, your mind is already comparing. What did others do with their time? Why does their life look faster? It is strange how comparison arrives so quietly. It doesn't shout. It just sits beside you, like an invisible guest. During the day, you try to focus, work, study, small tasks. But sometimes, your thoughts travel backwards, to old plans, old expectations, the person you thought you would already be. And the word late appears in your mind. At night, the feeling can become stronger. The room becomes silent. The air feels heavier. You think about time moving forward without waiting for anyone. Starting again can feel like proof that something went wrong. But there is something people rarely say. Starting again often means you notice something important. You notice that the old direction was not right anymore. And that takes awareness. Think about today for a moment. You woke up, you moved. Maybe slowly, maybe without motivation. But you still moved. That matters more than you think. When a child learns to walk, they fall many times. We do not say, "You are behind." We say, "You are learning." Somehow when we grow older, we forget to give ourselves the same kindness. We expect perfect timing, perfect progress, perfect results. But real life does not move in straight lines. It moves in curves. Some people find their path early. Some change direction at 30, 40, or later. Some leave jobs that look successful but feel empty. Some rest because they are tired in ways nobody can see. From the outside, it may look like they stopped, but inside, something is changing. And change is quiet work. It happens while washing dishes, while standing under warm water in the shower, while looking out of a bus window as the city moves slowly past. These small moments are not empty. They are moments where you begin to understand yourself again. Maybe you feel behind because you compare your inside with other people's outside. You see their results. You do not see their doubts. You see their smiles. You do not see the nights when they felt lost. Everyone carries invisible moments of uncertainty. Starting again is rarely dramatic. It is small. Opening a book after months of not studying, sending one message, taking one short walk, trying again even when motivation is quiet. It does not look impressive, but it is brave. There is something powerful about saying, "I will try one more time," not because you are desperate, because you still care. And caring means something important. It means your story is still moving. Maybe your hope feels small right now, not loud, not exciting, just a small light. But small light still changes darkness. You do not need to run. You do not need to catch anyone. You only need the next small step. Today, maybe that step is simple: cleaning your desk, studying for 20 minutes, writing one page, going outside and feeling cool air on your face. Small steps are not small when repeated. Something interesting happens when you stop rushing. You start to notice life again. The sound of your footsteps, the color of the evening sky, the quiet moment before sleep. Progress becomes softer. Your life is not a race where everyone arrives together. It is a long road with many pauses. Some pauses feel confusing. Some feel peaceful. Some feel like nothing is happening. But even in stillness, you are becoming someone new. Starting again does not mean returning to zero. You are starting from experience. You know more now. You know what drains you. You know what hurts. You know what truly matters. That is not being behind. That is growth that happened quietly. Now imagine someone walking slowly through a city in the early morning. The streets are not busy yet. Shops are still closed. The air feels fresh and cool. Nobody is rushing. There is no pressure to be somewhere quickly. Each step feels simple. This is how real progress often looks. Not loud, not dramatic. Just one step, then another. Maybe you remember a time when you felt excited about the future. Maybe you believed everything would happen quickly. And when life moved slower than expected, disappointment appeared. That disappointment can feel heavy, but it also means you care deeply about your dreams. And caring deeply is not a weakness. It is a sign that your heart is alive. Sometimes life slows you down so you can see more clearly. When everything moves fast, you do not always notice what is right for you. You just follow momentum. But when things slow down, you begin to ask better questions. What actually makes me feel calm? What kind of life do I really want? What am I chasing? And why? These questions do not always have quick answers, and that is okay. Some answers arrive slowly, like sunrise. First, a little light, then more, until suddenly the world looks different. Maybe right now you are in that early light, not darkness anymore, but not full clarity yet. That space can feel uncomfortable, but it is also a place where new beginnings grow. Think about how nature works. Trees do not rush. Seasons change slowly. Growth happens quietly underground before anyone can see it. Your life works in a similar way. Sometimes nothing looks different on the outside, but inside, roots are forming. Patience is difficult in a world that celebrates speed. Everything around you says, faster, more, now. But human hearts do not always move that way. Healing takes time. Learning takes time. Trusting yourself again takes time. And there is no shame in that. Maybe you are rebuilding confidence after a difficult period. Maybe you are learning a new skill. Maybe you are trying to become someone who feels more peaceful inside. These things are invisible progress. No one applauds them, but they change your life slowly and deeply. There will be days when you feel motivated, and days when you feel nothing. Both are normal. Progress does not disappear just because motivation is quiet. Sometimes the most important days are the ordinary ones. The days when you simply continue. You wake up, you do what you can. You rest when needed. And that is enough. Imagine sitting by a window in the evening, the sky turning soft orange, people walking home, cars moving slowly. You realize that everyone is carrying something invisible. Worries, dreams, questions. You are not alone in feeling uncertain. Many people look confident from far away, but inside, they are also figuring things out. Everyone is learning their own rhythm. Some just hide it better. There is a gentle freedom in accepting that your timeline is yours. You do not need permission to move slowly. You do not need to explain why your path looks different. Your life is not late. It is unfolding. Sometimes you think you lost time, but maybe you were learning things that cannot be rushed. Empathy, patience, self-understanding. These lessons often come from pauses, and pauses are not empty. They prepare you for what comes next. When you start again, you are not the same person as before. You carry wisdom from everything that happened. Even mistakes become guidance. Even confusion becomes clarity later. One day you may look back and realize, this slow period was shaping me, not stopping me, shaping me. So tonight, if your mind becomes noisy, try something gentle. Take a slow breath. Feel your shoulders relax. Notice the quiet around you. You do not need to solve your whole future right now. You only need to be here. This moment, this breath, this small step. Maybe tomorrow you will try again. Maybe you will move a little more. Maybe you will simply rest. All of that counts, because real progress is not about constant action. It is about honest movement, and honest movement sometimes looks slow. If you feel behind, remember this. You are comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. You are seeing their results, not their process. Your process is still unfolding, and that is okay. There is beauty in moving slowly enough to notice life. The warmth of a cup in your hands, the quiet sound of rain, the feeling of air entering your lungs. These small moments remind you that life is happening now, not only in big achievements. You are allowed to enjoy the road, not only the destination. You are allowed to begin again without shame. You are allowed to be unfinished, because everyone is unfinished. And maybe that is what makes life human. So if today feels slow, let it be slow. If your progress feels small, let it be small. Small does not mean meaningless. Small steps repeated with patience create deep change. And one day, without noticing exactly when, you will look back and see how far you came. Not because you rushed, but because you stayed. Because you kept going quietly. Because you learned to trust your own rhythm. So breathe slowly now. Feel the air enter. Feel it leave. You are here. You are trying. You are still moving. And for today, that is more than enough. Take your time. Your story is not late. It is simply becoming.